Hey there everyone, how's it going? It's Fuzzy from Fuzzy's Ghost Models back here again. Just back in the Fat Cave after having holidays for a nice week down south in Mexico. It was fantastic. Went there for a family wedding, so it was a good time. So anyway, when I got back, I got a very special something in the mail waiting for me when I came back. It's this beastie here. It is a Su-27K, so it's a sea flanker. These were used by the Soviet Navy, designed to go off the Kuznetsov class carriers. I think they had 2 of them, and the 3rd under construction, and they got changed bunch of different names. Anyway, the one got sold to China, which they have been refurbished and are using, and the other one, which was left in the Russian Navy after the collapse of the Soviet Union, has now fallen into so far into disrepair that is no longer a viable aircraft carrier. There was major fires and all kinds of issues, and I think the dry dock that they had it in was a floating dry dock, and it sank. So it's a disaster. So these aren't used anymore. Were rebranded as Su-33s after the end of the Soviet Union. So but anyway, the story with this kit, this is a 1/48 scale sea flanker Su-27K, and it has a KH-41 musket missile, which is a experimental anti-ship missile that they have been working on. Now this kit is by a company called MiniBase, and the only reason I found out about MiniBase, I've never heard of MiniBase before, but I was on eBay doing some surfing looking for some flanker stuff. I stumbled across this kit. Now this kit is an interesting subject. They do an Su-33, which is of course the slightly later version or a rebranded version of this as well, and they do some there's a bunch of aftermarket stuff for it as well, but I have not had a look at this kit yet. I haven't opened the box. The images online looked really good, so I'm hoping this is promising and not a knockoff of something else. So if we look at the box, it's a highly detailed kit. It's characteristics of blah blah blah, the engine nozzles and all that other fun stuff. But on the side of the box is you can see the one camouflage scheme, which is 69 blue, and then the weapons that it has, and there's that monstrous KH-41 musket. And then on the other side of the box is basically the colors that you're going to need, which I love the fact they're in Mr. Color. Gunzy is my brand of choice, so Mr. Color is the enamel version of the aqueous ones that I use, so it's a pretty easy conversion. And then it's got the other 2 schemes, I guess, that are in the box. So it looks like 3, and you can see here the reason I was interested in this kit was that it also has folding wings, which is pretty cool. Love carrier aircraft because they have that feature usually. So like I said, I have not opened this up yet, so we're going to open this up together and we'll have a look inside. The box is really heavy, by the way, which is always a good sign. So we'll put that aside. All right, so in the box there is artwork, which how do we get this out without destroying it? Was it all tucked in? I don't know. Right, so let's pull a few of these sprues out and see what we have. Hang on, let me put this up here. All right, so let's take a look at these as we go. So this was the sprue on top. It's attached to a piece of card, which is nice for protection, and you can see that the nose cone is slide molded, which is very cool. And this, I think, is the tail cone here for the I don't know if there's a parachute or what goes in the back there. And then you can also see really fine detailed boarding ladder This looks like the cockpit tub and some other bits. The front landing gear. Let's have a quick look, because I'm curious of what the detail looks like. So let's do the old trick here. And I'll zip this out. Alright. It's got a good color plastic, nice light gray, easy to work with. Oh boy, look at the detail in the cockpit stuff. So the tub itself, let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit here. Alright. So the cockpit tub itself, obviously there's going to be sidewalls and whatnot to add into it. And there's the beautiful detail of the boarding ladder, which is really nice. You don't often see boarding ladder detail in kits nowadays. That's just, or ever. It's usually just an afterthought and it's something clunky. But they're very fine. Very, very fine indeed. And then it looks like two different instrument panels. I don't know which version this uses. I don't know a lot of information about the K, but we'll figure that out. Looks like this might be the back of the cockpit behind here, but look at the detail. Well, where are we going? That's just fantastic. Just fantastic. Okay, so here's these look like sidewalls for the cockpit as well. It looks like some other greeblies are going to be added into that. So that very promising. There are some ejector marks on the insides of these. I don't know what they are. We'll find out if that's going to be an issue, but ejector pin marks are a bit of life when it comes to model building. Oh, and then right on the end of the sprues here, let's get this camera to focus, are looks like the main landing gear struts. They're molded in a single piece, and it looks like they're slide molded from the opposite sides, which is pretty cool. And there's lots of nice surface detail, some nice rivet detail in here, which is very nice. So let's zoom out, and I'll pack that away because I don't want these parts to get damaged, and leave those like that. Sorry, it might be a bit of a long video if we keep doing this, but I don't want to damage the parts. Some of them are pretty fine. So I'll fold that up. I'll set that aside. And while we're here, we'll look at the clear parts. There are two sets of sprues for clear. I don't know what the differences are. They look super, super clear. Pretty good, which is nice to see. Got some interesting detail here, so yeah, that looks great. Let's see what else we can dig out of this box. All right, so here we have a whole bunch of really tiny parts. I mean, this looks like a Bronco kit, small parts like that. But anyway, on this one you can see it has, looks like the ejection seat, a couple pieces there, and some, looks like the landing gear detail is going to be fantastic. It's got all these little actuators and whatnot on this sprue. I mean, that's not some detail you normally see in an aircraft kit, not to that level. And then this other second sprue, which is 2, and they're both, are they K, both K? No, there's a K and a J, so they're not the same. But again, look at all the little greeblies. Look at them all. That's a lot of little tiny parts. So it looks like hoses and clamps and actuators and tie downs. Oh, this is going to be an interesting build for sure. And all right, let's see what else we got in here. Another small sprue. This one, hell, let's open this one up. It's got some interesting stuff in here. All right. Okay, so on here, got some really nice detail. Let me zoom in a little bit. See if they can get this to focus properly. Come on, you. Alright, it's not cooperating. I'm gonna bring it all up. Nope. There we go. That's some nice detail. Not exactly sure where all of these parts are going in the kit, but that is some nice detail. Looks like, yeah, they're both D's, but they're both different. They're both mirror images of each other. Yeah, so they're both labeled D, but they're not the same. They're mirrors. Very interesting way of doing it. Let's put that back in so we don't damage the parts before we put it together. And let's see, the next sprue is going to be bigger. A lot bigger. All right. Let's go out a little bit here. There we go. So this one, it's a package of 2. And again, these might be the same. This might be 2 of the same. That side says G. Yeah, so these are identical. 2 of these sprues, 2 of the G sprue. Carefully pull it out because it's got all the nozzle stuff. Alright, look at the detail. Ooh boy, oh boy. That's some nice fan face detail here. These are probably, I'm guessing this is for the FOD protection and the vents. Maybe an open and closed. And then let's see if this will work. Get in here. So, yeah, still learning this camera, people. Sorry about this. Here we go. Look at that fine rivet detail. Oh yeah. Now you can see on that pitot tube, I think it's a pitot tube. I mean, around it looks like on the runners there might be some flash, but it's pretty fine considering what it is. There's some of the open vents, closed vents, I'm guessing. Some of the other FOD deflectors. And the tires. That looks really good. Afterburner ring. Fan faces. And then if we look at there's one of the nozzles in the closed position, it looks like. And it's got some really nice detail on it. Look at all those little rivets. And then also, if we get to focus back, there's also an open let's try this. Come on. All right, let me try this manually. All right, so this one looks like it's open. The open afterburner cans also has lots of little detail on it. It's obviously slide molded along with these other sections. I don't know how they're going to go together, but they look fantastic. So let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so 2 sprues of those horizontal or vertical tails there maybe, with lots of fine detail. Looks great. Okay, now how do I put this back? I went like this. I might just have to build this one up. It's looking really cool. Okay, crinkle, crinkle back in the pile there. Oh, what's that? Oh, we're gonna have to have a look at that in a minute. All right, and here we have pylons, or some of the pylons. Oh my, oh my. Look at the detail. Look at the detail in here. Fantastic. Again, part of the parts that get overlooked in kits are the pylons, right? They're just a couple of nibs and knobs on them, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you're supposed to use that. But these have absolutely great. All right, let's try and zoom in a bit. Like, I don't know if you can see all the detail along the edge here. Like, that is fantastic. Let's see if I can get this to. That's better. Like, look at that. Oh boy. And the sides of the pylons. Looks really good. Looks really good. Super impressed by that, because that's often overlooked. And what do we have in here next? Another little small sprue. Now these, I think, are the horizontal stabilizers, because it's a naval kit. The wings do fold up, and the tail horizontal stabilizers also fold up. So I mean, it looks really good too. There's another tail cone in there, I think. So I'm gonna move this along because I'm getting excited here. I don't know if I can get anything out of the box. Hold on, gotta pull this over because. There we go. Okay, so this slides over. Oh, look at that. All right, let's click them out. All right, so removing this, which I should have done in the first place, but I didn't want to rip it. And then it's got this beautiful artwork. That's very nice. It looks a lot like Kitty Hawk stuff. Same genre, but so far the kit parts do not look anywhere near the disaster that Kitty Hawk is. These look absolutely fantastic. All right, what are we gonna start with here? Let's move this out of the way. Oh, the box is still heavy. So this is the main fuselage. And you know what? I know that the Flanker is a large aircraft, that family of aircraft, but it always blows my mind when I pull it out of the box and I can see the actual size of it. Let's try and get this open. Okay, so Su-27K, the upper fuselage is absolutely fantastic. So let me zoom in a little bit. You can see all the venting. I'll try and get some. See this fine rivet detail. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at all the surface stuff. Wow. Wow. I flip it over. So it's got the main gear doors here, and even the main gear door. I'm not seeing any evidence of an ejector pin mark, and it's got all really beautiful raised rivets on the inside of the wheel well door. Again, a spot that is usually completely overlooked in aircraft kits. Wow. Some wiring and whatnot for the gear, like fantastic. Wow. Let's widen that out a little bit. You know what? I think this is going to be one of those kits I'm not getting back in the box properly. And the next sprue is the fuselage lower. Plus some of the horizontal sorry. Horizontal stabilizers. This one's glued pretty good. Okay. Fuselage lower. And again, this looks like the interior of the main gear bay, maybe? And it has all sorts of lovely raised detail, even the hinge detail, which I don't think you're going to see on the camera. All along here. Beautiful, tiny, tiny, tiny little bits of hinge detail. And then even these, there's rivets all over the place, and they're so super fine. So super fine. Yeah, and look at this. I know it's all molded in, but again, a nice paint job. You pick all of this up. Okay, I'm gonna zoom it in. See if I can make this focus properly. Now look at that. Look at all that detail. Isn't that fantastic? Oh my goodness. Look at it all. Wow. Wow. I'm excited. I'm excited. Here's all that detail on the horizontal stabilizer. Looks like the outer portion folds up. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Super impressed. Super impressed. Super impressed. Oh. Whew. And there's tons more in the box here, which is crazy. Okay. Alright, so I'm not a big expert on Russian aircraft, or Soviet aircraft, so bear with me. So this looks like one of the tails, because there's a big protrusion on the flanker series of aircraft out the back for ECM and I think drag chute, etc., etc. So this might be part of another mark. I don't know. We'll get into it when we get into it. But again, this is all very nice. Slide molded end, which is great. I mean, I don't know what all this stuff is. Are these parts of the missile? Are these parts of our fairings on the fuselage? I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. We are going to find out, because the more I look at this, the more I want to build it. Just outstanding. Let's tuck that one away. All right, there's still more. Still more. All right, so on this sprue, we have the other parts of the tail. Zoom in a little bit. Intake sections. There are ejector pin marks there. That shouldn't be too hard to clean up though. And the kit seems to be littered with all these lovely little piping details, which is fantastic. And it looks like the inside of the part of the canopy maybe. And then, yeah, inside. It's just so much detail everywhere. Everywhere there's detail. covered in tiny, tiny rivets. Oh, yeah, let's open this up. Why are we bothering to look through the plastic? You don't want to look through the plastic. You're like me. You want to show me. Show me. All right. Okay, so there are sides to the instrument panels in the cockpit here. So it's got some of this stuff here. It's got some really nice detail. I think these are part of it as well. And again, you can see all of that lovely detail on the surface. And then there's, I don't know, it's part of the wing fold or part of the landing gear. The detail is blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. Now, like I said, it's got all kinds of little tiny bits in here. All these wonderful piping and tubing and whatever else. So we'll have to see. The sprue attachment points look nice and small, which is nice. You don't tend to break those off when you cut them off. We'll have to definitely be careful with it. And all right, so this is the last of the big sprues. I know, last one. How many have we gone through? Is this one sealed? Yep, there we are. This side. All right. Gotta pull out. All right, so these are the outer wings, basically. And again, look at all that detail. This is going to look so cool, all painted up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that rod there. Look how fine that is. Oh boy, that's going to be fun not to break those off. And then see if I can get this to focus up here. These are obviously the insides of the wing folds. Absolutely gorgeous. All that wonderful detail. Okay. All right, that one's going away. Yeah, give me a second here. What next? Okay, so inside, I'll pull the box over so you can see. So inside, what's left? Looks like this Photoetch, some masking, and then there's a couple of boxes here, and then the intake or the engine pods are separate. And they're taped on here. Pull those off. All right, let's go back to that. All right, so these are obviously 3D molded. They're one piece. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's that missile. The KH-41. All right, so let's go in a little bit on this because you guys are gonna want to see this. So I'm majorly geeking out on this. So this is a 3D molded part. No seam line down the middle. Nothing to get in your way. Look at that. And all the detail. All the detail. Like this will be all in the wheelbase, but it's almost like they've taken the real thing and shrunk it down. Like actually. Beautiful, beautiful vent detail here. Like just absolutely fantastic. Of course, you got a left and a right. And then this is the main body of the musket missile. It's got a lot of detail on it as well. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's tuck those back in there so we don't break off those little pointy bits. Hate to have that done. Okay. Almost there. Bear with me. So then there's 2 blue boxes inside. Sorry about the glare. Do I have a knife? Do I have a knife over here? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I've got my knife. Let's have a look at these. These are obviously the weapons, the air-to-air weapons. They're nicely padded, which is always good. And of course, as with what's going on lately in aircraft modeling, is they're 3D molded. How fantastic is that? Like, unbelievable. The detail is crisp and beautiful, and you don't have to, well, yeah, well, you guys know, it's fantastic stuff. So what do we got in here? They're both R27s. There's ER and an ET, so you get 2 of each in that box. So put that one over the side here, and let's have a look at this. So this one's got R27s as well, 2 different versions, the R and the T, and R73s. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep, they are super fantastic. Really, really nice. What do we got in this little thing here? These look like 3D printed stuff. Hang on a sec. Let's pull this out. Like, okay, I gotta zoom in. Hopefully it'll. Look at that. That is fantastic. Fantastic. And it's got the little engine plug for the back. Like, really. Absolutely incredible. Alright, so let's look at what this is. Oh boy. Look at this. We have a 3D printed seat in this. That's what it looks like to me. I'm going to move that box out of the way. Alright, sorry about the focus issues. Those look like, could those be landing lights? Are those the lights for the gear? Could be. It's also got some metal rod in here. Find out what that's for. And then this. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Let me be very careful with this, because this doesn't look like something I want to wreck. Alright. That is one heck of a good seat. Look at that. That is a 3D molded seat, 3D printed seat. I'm going to see if I can get in closer, because yeah, there we go. Look at that thing. Is that not incredible? With the belts molded on. There's even a gap, like it's not molded solid on. If I can put this back here, like you can see. Wow, that is incredible. Even look at the, oh, look how thin that stuff is. I am gonna have to not have any coffee that day I work on this, because I am gonna shake and break that off. Wow. That is incredible. Let's look at this again, see if I can get this to focus. Yeah, those look like landing lights for the landing gear. Holy crap. Like, really. Wow, incredible. Just incredible. Alright, so I gotta carefully put this stuff away. break anything. Don't break anything, Fuzzy. We'll send you to the gulag. Wow. So I'll put that back. Put that back in the box. Tuck that away, because that is mind-blowing. So also in the box was this. And I know we have the instructions to get to. But what? Let's have a look at this. What is this? Because this looks like a special little something too. Wow. All right. Okay, zooming in again. 3D printed pilot. Holy crap. That's pretty good. I don't normally build them with pilots, but okay, so here's the conundrum. Do I put the pilot in or do I use the seat? That's going to be interesting. That's wow. That is something special there. So I can tuck that away without smashing it to bits. Yeah, like I said. All right. Nice little protective case as well. That's awesome. All right, so what we have left, still have a bunch of stuff left. Well, not a bunch, but whole crap ton of Photoetch. Look at all of that. There's a lot of little pieces in there. A lot of little pieces. And it's got a brass pitot tube for the nose, which is very, very good. And it looks like with a masking set. And it looks like it's cut as well, pre-cut, which is bonus. The markings. Alright, so you get main aircraft markings, which look really good. They are shiny, which I don't mind at all. And it looks like the carrier film is kept to pretty much minimum on register. This must be stencils and weapon stencils. So it's made in China, says designed by Galaxy Decals, whoever that is. But look at the instruments. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. And it's nice. It's got all the different weapons listed for all the stencils. And yet again, there's another sheet of stencils. These are the aircraft stencils. They look really good. They look fantastic. And there's a lot of them, which I don't mind. If you've ever built a Navy Phantom, you understand what decals are. And I don't mind that at all. It's almost like you go into like a little Zen state and slowly pick away at them. But it looks great when they're done. So I'm going to put those back in the box. And then these are the destructions. And this book is hefty. This is like a book. 64 pages. 64 pages. It's a novel. Oh my goodness. All right. So I got a bit of glare. Let's see if I can prop that up a little bit like that. There we go. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing because we'll be here for a month of Sundays. Very nice colored photograph of the painted pilot, and of course it gives you the option, does it? Because this tells you to build the seat with the pilot. This one's the ejection seat with seat belts, which I'm assuming you just, so all of this, okay, so this with the pilot is this page, and then this page is with without the pilot, but with the kit seat belts, and then again more seat belts. And I'm thinking that 3D printed seat replaces these two here, but it does not say here. Cockpit. This is good stuff. Yeah, look at all the extra detail they add into it. Like, that's, again, like if you look at the, go back and look at the detail on the ejection seat. Again, this is one of the things that kit makers overlook. It's just rudimentary, but these, and this is just the kit one, not the 3D printed one. There are major details. Photoetch, great stuff. Cockpit, same. All kinds of details in 3D, not just the tops of the panels. It's got the sidewalls here. It's got some side tub detail. All kinds, look, pedals, all sorts of detail. This is going to be one heck of a build. So then this looks like, yeah, see, here you go. Another spot where they completely ignore things is the gear base. One piece, or it's 4 or 6 pieces that are molded. You put them together. Whereas this, look at this. We've got all the side pieces, which have lovely detail molded on, but then there's all of the other nibs and knobs and all that other stuff that goes on there, which is fantastic. You can see, look at all of the detail. Oh my God. Incredible. So then they go into the nose landing gear, and you can see again, this is a multi-part affair where you're actually constructing the landing gear the way it actually is. I think the only thing you need on this are the brake line actuators. Fantastic. All the intake trunks and engine trunks. Wow. Like, the detail is incredible. Main landing gear. I am completely blown away by the level of effort that they put into this so far. I might have to build this next. Like, all the pump lines. Like, you don't see this level of detail. Oh yeah, like here's some of the flap assembly. Like, I mean, this is not going to be an easy build. If everything fits perfectly, then it's still not going to be an easy build, but just because of the level of detail and what they've added. Like, wow. Wow, it goes on and on. All the slats, all the flaps are positionable. The wings, wing folds, the main wing folds, the rear horizontal stabilizer wing folds. It's got the additional stiffeners or access plates for the 27K. Inside the cockpit stuff. Oh, look at that. So here's the HUD. The projector portion of the HUD with a clear spot. And then folding up the HUD. It's got some extra support on the outside. Some clear glass. The IR project. Oh, it's just... Oh. I'm blown away. And again, here. So here's another pet peeve of mine with aircraft models. And some manufacturers are getting on this. The Tamiya started to make these, Great Wall Hobby. So the insides of the canopy rails, all the canopy rail stuff. Look at it all. That's all there on a real aircraft, but Some of the older Hasegawa ones, it's just a one-piece molded clear part, especially on the F-16s. There's nothing there. This is going above and beyond. All the tubing, all that extra stuff. Incredible. This is gonna be a long video, guys. Anyway, I'm just gonna quick shoot through the rest of this. Like, the detail is unbelievable. The engines, the nozzles, open or closed options, and it's putting everything in together. You're starting to look like an aircraft. Wing folds, and then the beautiful boarding ladder. It's got all that photo etch for the boarding ladder, which is cool. Then the big KH-41 missile. Look at it all. Then we get to the end where we're putting all the pylons in and together. Gives you a nice weapon layout diagram for your stations. And then the camouflage and the cockpit painting. All right, look at this. Oh, I am absolutely blown away. It's crazy. It's crazy, and we get into all the stencils. Yeah. Okay, those of you who built the F4s, Navy F4s, you know what you're in for now, right? Look at that. Hello. It's going to take a long time. And then all the weapon stencils, which is, again, a really nice thing to see. Biggest pet peeve with Hasegawa is, one, they never give you any weapons. Two, they're pretty pathetic. If they do, they'll throw in a crappy Sidewinder or two. And then look at all the markings that actually belong on aircraft weapons. Like, look at them all. Wow. And there's the part layout. Not included in the part layout here, though, are those. Oh, there. Yep, there's the pilot. I don't know where that seat is. Maybe that's X. But anyway, that is this kit. Like, grab all the parts, and it's like. So that's it. That's unbelievable. So anyway, that's my not so short review in the box look at this Su-27K by a company called MiniBase, which I never heard of before. Ran across a Chinese store on eBay selling these things. The CAD drawings look really good, so you know what? Thought I'd take a chance and buy one. I think I got it to my door in Canada for around 120 Canadian pesos all in, which, considering the amount of stuff that's in this kit with the photo etch and the 3D printed and the whole detail level, is, as far as I'm concerned, that's money well spent, because I don't have to buy anything else for this. This is a complete kit. It's like buying a kit with all the aftermarket already included in it. Now, that being said, I don't know what the fit's going to be like. I have never seen one of these built up. I've never seen a review on one of these, but there may be ones out there. So I think I'm going to build this up. It's going to be a long build, but it's a really cool subject matter, being that they're not used, and Russian carrier aviation is a pretty limited subject, especially the conventional type. I mean, we go into the old Yak 28s, is that right? Yak 38s, and the 141 freestyles, They didn't compare to any of the fixed wing stuff, but or the conventional takeoff and landing stuff. But this is a really cool subject. So I'm gonna have to decide to use the pilot or use the 3D seat, and then I'm gonna build it with the wings folded up and the boarding ladder on it, of course, because it looks really cool. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. This video is going to be hugely long, and I apologize for that, but I think now looking at it, because I didn't look at this before, the detail on this deserved the time we took. So anyway, I'm glad to be back from Mexico, back in the Fat Cave. We'll see what we can get done and going. I've still got a couple of things to finish off, but I want to build this kit. I really want to build this kit. It's going to be huge. It's going to be really cool, and I'll try and post some videos and some photos if you go over to my Instagram at Fuzzy's Ghost Models, or starting up a website. I'm going to post some progress pictures on there too, and I'll let you know about that. So anyway, if you liked the video, please hit a like. Tell me if you've heard of these guys before. I haven't heard of them. And please subscribe to the channel, because it would really help us out. Really help us out. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my long-windedness, and we will catch you on the next one. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.